Welcome back everyone to another cooking video installment. Yes, I'm definitely not doing this because of the views of the previous video. Alright, let's explain what we are doing today. From the title you might have gotten a bit of an idea of what I'm gonna try today. This is not an easy dish, but you can do it easier, but yeah, it's mostly the presentation and the execution of putting the ingredients together at the end. You're gonna see that, so yeah, you can actually simplify this dish a lot if you don't do it like I'm gonna do it in this video. But yeah, that's kind of the point. It's kind of the point to challenge yourself to do something interesting. Well, as you can see our more general ingredients. We have butter for taste, some fresh cheese, you're gonna see for what I need this later, oregano, some raisins, general spices. I'm gonna put the names in the editing of each one what it is in English, because I don't really know every single one of them. We have our normal cooking oil. This is just sunflower oil. Yeah, let me get our ingredients. Prepared everything neatly here. Ta-da! That's it. I'm gonna try something experimental here using this young bottle gourd as my zucchini replacement, because why not? We have a big gorgeous chard leaf, tomato. This is a green pepper that has turned red because it's a bit older, but I chose that because it's sweeter. You can obviously use red pepper. We have a carrot. This is the only ingredient that's not grown from the garden, and is the exception of this piece of fouet or sausage or whatever you want to call it. We have 2 small onions. One is for the cheese, and yeah, that's about it. And yeah, of course some garlic. Nothing is complete without garlic. So yeah, let's get started. You hear my Taser stove igniter. There we go. Flame is on. Pan gets on. Yeah, put some oil in there. Like every good dish, it starts with putting some oil in the pan. I think this will be enough for the whole thing. And now I'm gonna start putting the chopping the onion. I put the ingredients over here for the meantime, so they are not in the way. This out of the way makes an ugly shadow in the video. Doesn't have to be cut that fine. Just use your preferred technique. You should be fine. Always watch your fingers when you're cutting, obviously. Yeah. Let's wait that the oil gets a bit hotter so we can get that nice crispiness. In the meantime, I'm gonna slice the carrot as well. Probably also the has to be done very thin, very thin, as possible actually. Yeah, not really as thin as possible, but like 1, 2, 3 millimeters. 3 millimeters is even a bit thick. Of course, one has to roll away. That's inevitable. I think that's enough. This we're gonna save for maybe another batch. Still looks fine. Just add it on there. Okay. Oil is getting warm. Let's turn it down. Get some garlic. We're gonna cut it directly into the oil here. very nice. We love to hear it. It's like a pre-flavoring method, and you always put the garlic in the oil. It's very useful. It's also very commonly used in a lot of Mediterranean dishes, which is obviously the thing I grew up with. I have to get some more garlic for the other thing I planned, but yeah, I'm gonna worry about that later. Let this roast for a bit. Yeah. Now we wanna turn the fire on. And this now is gonna be interesting, because I'm gonna actually put in the carrots first before the onion, which is interesting strategy because the carrot takes tiny bit longer to cook. This is all part of the optimization for this dish, which is what I told you was the more difficult part. The carrot doesn't have a lot of water, which it doesn't immediately release, so actually fries really nicely. You want to spread these out and not have them clumped together. It's also very important. At least try to not get them clumped together. Right, you can see they are starting to get crispy. The garlic as well. These are 2 rounds in here. Alright, now it's time for the onion. Yep. That's all of the onions. Now we have to turn the fire down. Yeah, I think I catched it just in time. I'll quickly slice the pepper. Relatively small pieces. You don't see them here. This is just the normal across the slice, and just make a few cuts extra. I'm gonna get that. Very nice. Alright. Actually forgot some here on the knife. So that's all of it. Now we add some butter. It's gonna be enough. This is gonna be so epic. Oh, that smell! It is incredible. Yeah, this is another inspired dish that I came up with. It's really a bit of an inspiration of like French omelettes or like tortilla or whatever. But yeah, it's a bit more sophisticated, as you're gonna see. Well, sophisticated in the normal dish category, whatever. The main thing is it looks good and it tastes good. That's all you need. So, that's what we want to achieve. Now we add some raisins. Not too many. That's a good amount. Want to achieve here a certain flavor that's not super common. Now we add some oregano. Generous amount. And now we add the charred leaf. Not gonna add everything because it's gonna be too much. Like half the leaf, which is something like that. You can see I have the fire pretty low, which is what we want right now. Actually a bit too little. You can see how this looks over here. Boom! That should be enough. Now you wanna mix this around. Now close it and let it cook there for a bit of time, like I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes or something like that. Well, it is done when the charred leaf is cooked, because that's the final ingredient. That's your metrics. So there's that. I mean, you can follow along with the video actually and use that as a reference. I mean, I'm doing it in real time, so I don't know how much time has passed, but yeah, that's what it is. It's also cooler because the summer is no longer that prevalent, so the phone is not overheating. So yeah. Hey, actually forgot to add the bottle cork in there. Well, you know what? I'm gonna cook it separately, or fry it separately, when all of this is ready in the pan. Oh, look at that! Look at this variety. Yeah, the charred leaf cooks really fast, as you can see. That's why I added it at the end. If you add it too soon, it's gonna burn, which has happened to me before, and then it tastes bitter. And then you have ruined the dish. Yay! So yeah, don't add the charred leaf at the beginning. Come on. I'm gonna use this. Right. We are gonna spread this out as best as we can. Still some on the spatula left. Put this on top again. Fire is at the minimum. Yeah, and in the meantime, let's prepare our extra thing, which is gonna be this natural fresh cheese, whatever. We're gonna make an upgrade to this. Actually gonna need to get rid of this juice, so just gonna put it in the pan. It's not gonna hurt anything actually. So yeah, let's begin. To elevate this cheese, we are gonna need our second onion, even more garlic. Yeah, let me get a few extra cloves. I'll be right back. Righty right, I am back. Here is the garlic clove I found, which is like omega sized, gigantic. You're not gonna need all of this. You're gonna need like, yeah, this one actually alone we have enough, but I'm gonna use these small ones because those dry out. As you can hear, I also have turned off the thing in the background. It was already ready. Like, I don't know, like 1 minute passed since I paused, so you can calculate that. I'm just gonna show you how it looks. You can see the chard leaf is way darker. That means it is done. Yeah, so you might have noticed as well, I didn't add any salt or anything like that to that because, yeah, it is not needed. We are gonna add the salt in cold so it doesn't lose the juices in the pan. We want to make it lose its juices a bit later, which you are gonna see why. These are a bit big. Cut these in two. And garlic. I like my fresh cheese garlicky. You can actually add shallots or spring onion or even garlic leaves. That is my go-to. But yeah, right now the garlic season is over, so the garlics don't have any leaves anymore. So I can use that. So I have to use the actual garlic. Actually, with half of this, I think we will be good. Or actually, I'm gonna take a bit out from this cheese because it's gonna overfill. I'm gonna put this back later. We'll put it there on the plate. Now we have some space to work with. I'm gonna start mixing this. And yeah, one key trick when you enhance these cheeses is they always get stronger with time because they absorb the flavors, so you don't have to add that much actually, which you're gonna see a bit later when I use all these spices. Yeah, of course all this onion has to go in. This is what's gonna make it interesting. Right? It's a bit tricky to mix. La, 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 la. Righty right, now it's mixed enough. Now comes the spices. You're gonna add here again oregano. This is like the main thing, so add a decent amount. You're gonna add this. Not too much because it is more sweet-ish. And we're gonna add some of this, which I think it's dill. I think it's called. It's the thing you add to the pickles. But I could be wrong about the name in English. Also wanna add a decent amount. Actually, yeah, that's good. Some of this, which I don't know the name in English. I have to search it. This is like citrusy and stuff, so good old curry, which I'm actually gonna hold off for now because I have to add it later when this is mixed so I can see the color. Some pepper. This actually determines how sharp it is. Kinda want it spicy. Now mix everything together. Okay, that's enough to add the curry. We want a nice decent amount. Keep going. Keep going. I'm actually gonna add a bit more of everything because I don't think it was enough. You can never have enough spices. Yeah, people kind of really sleep on this because, yeah, for example, like in India and all of those Asiatic and middle earth position places, you know, the food always tastes better, and that is just because they use more spices. I mean, that's probably usual there because obviously they had these spices first, so the European food was less diverse at the beginning, so that's why it's still the tradition still here is to not use that much spices in food because, yeah, it was not available at the time. All right. See, there's still too little curry in there. It's not yellow enough. We have a half-hour segment just on preparing the perfect cheese sauce thing stuff. This is excellent on bread, by the way. Throw it on there. It's perfect. Okay. Now we add what we took out. So we mixed it. So now we don't have to mix it up anymore. Yes. I think we got it. Let's taste it. Ah, it's perfect. You know, this kind of thing can actually compete with actual commercial grade sauces. You have to try it. It's amazing. It tastes fresh, it tastes garlicky, it tastes like spices, like curry, like cheese, everything in one. Perfect. Alright, now we can leave this here. We're gonna need that a bit later. And now I need a separate plate to actually unload this, which is our filling for the egg. Spoilers. And yeah, let me get to that. Alright, plate acquired. Let's unload this. Ah, it smells so good, even without any salt or any spices. This is just amazing. I'm gonna get everything out of here because I wanna fry, quote unquote, fry the calabash or bottle gourd in here now. Which is gonna be the first time I try that. That's gonna be very interesting because I really wanna know how it tastes. Yeah, its replacement, obviously, is zucchini. I think that is the closest replacement you can get for that. And yeah, the calabash is really gonna emphasize that this dish is kind of inspired on the like Taiwanese side and all those island parts where they actually use that ingredient a whole lot more than over here. But I didn't grow the bottle gourd to use it as cooking ingredient, obviously. I grew it to make bottles, but yeah, that video is gonna appear in its day. Okay, now we put this aside and to focus on the bottle gourd. think I'm gonna use just normal oil. Add a bit of oil back to the pan. It was a bit much. But you know what? Since I'm gonna do the egg as well, it's actually fine, so that's good. Now, how do I slice this? That's a good question. This is so young that I don't think the skin is gonna matter. So, I guess cubes? Small cubes? Ah, look at that. It's really nice and white. Getting a good smell. Smells interesting, actually. Doesn't really smell like zucchini. It's really mild. I think like this we're gonna get the most even pieces. Cut it like in 8 pieces, I believe. Says more even and immediately messes up cutting. Okay. Put this like together. Maybe do something like this. And this. And this. 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 I guess this is good. Alright. Turn on the fire. Remove our spatula. Boom, fire. Remove the lid. This the frame enough. Yes. Should actually turn the brightness on the phone. I can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. How much charge do I have left? 61%. That's enough to finish the video. Add this right away. You know what? Because we have some garlic left, let's add a bit more. yeah. Because there's never enough garlic. Right. We have to wait. I'll be back when something interesting happens. Alright, interesting stuff is happening. It is sizzling. That's very interesting. I mean, I'm joking. That's like the most normal thing when you cook in oil. But yeah, I'm just excited to see how this turns out. And I actually also wanted to tell you, a bit of cheese here. Yeah, I wanted to tell you that in those Asian cuisines, they actually also use the young leaves of bottle gourds. Also in Italy, there's a specific variety that they actually grow more for the young leaves than for the actual fruit, which is interesting. That's maybe something I have to try as well. Keep this in the oil, as much as possible. It's starting to look quite nice, just like fried zucchini. I think I'm also gonna salt this cold, quote unquote, with all the other ingredients. Oh yeah! Actually, it's getting nice and crispy. To watch out that this plate doesn't fall off. I'm actually forgetting the thingy here, so let me turn off the flame a bit. But hey, yeah, I remember. This doesn't go in the pan. I'm panicking for no reason. This actually gets mixed in with the egg. So yeah, there's that. almost messing up my own recipe here. But yeah, you can mix it in the egg or not. It's not that critical. But yeah, I prefer it in the egg because it gives the outer spoilers, outer layer of the whole omelette a crispy texture. Well, not crispy, but yeah, kind of crispy, yes. But yeah, it gives it a meaty texture, let's say. I think this is ready. It's looking fabulous. Let them use the rest of the heat. I'm gonna try a bit of this. Look at actually a tiny bit bigger piece. Tiny bit bigger. That's a fun word. Anyway, probably hot. How does this taste? Wow. What an undescribable taste. I would like to say it tastes how this plant smells, but that's not helpful at all. I can describe it like this. It tastes a bit like cucumber and zucchini mixed together. The outer layer, like the skin, tastes more like zucchini, and the more you go to the white flesh, the more like cucumber it tastes. What an interesting ingredient, actually. Like, you can't fry cucumber, so you can't put any cucumber flavor, which is kind of refreshing in any dish, but with this you can do it, which is kind of interesting. What an interesting find. Yeah, I can understand why they use it so much now. At least they don't use it much, but when they use it. Okay, you wanna cut this kind of sausage. It's kind of like sausage. You can use normal sausage. I used this because I had it lying around, and if I had something different, I would have used that. Which is the adaptability of just cooking. You don't have to use the same all the time, or even stay on the recipe. Recite? You get the point. There it is. We have our pile of anti-vegan ingredient. Now we use our eggs. It's actually not fully in frame. There we go. 3 eggs. See how these are doing. Yeah, they look fine. At least this first one does. Looks fine as well. Third one, also fine. Alright, let me wash my hands and I will be back. Okie dokie, I have washed my hands. Let's engage grandmother mode. You know what's interesting? Eggs have a very variable taste. Depending on how you cook them, if you do them like poached or cooked, I mean boiled, or just depending on if you whisk them together or if you don't whisk them together, you can get a lot of different tastes, which is quite interesting for something that's supposed to like always be the same, right? It's like meat that changes taste, which is That's something I think that exists, but I could be wrong. I think actually that's enough. Or I should maybe get a fourth egg. I don't think so. I think this is fine. We are gonna add our seasoning for the egg in here as well. It's gonna be a generous amount of curry, pepper, something like this, salt, which is like the most important thing. Egg without salt is like bread without butter. At least I would say so. Who can go faster? Actually, I do believe there's some people out there that can do this faster than me. Let me get the extra sausage out of the way. I may actually make a second one of these off screen, but yeah, for the video I will record only for one. Okay, let's bring our other ingredients back. There's a bit of egg here. This way. Boom. We add our bottle gourd. I'll add a bit of salt onto this. Let's see why. No spices, because I'm gonna use this. So yeah, get like a generous scoop. Like this, mix it together. Just need to coat everything a bit. Don't have to add much. It's very strong. Alright, now it gets interesting. Now comes the difficult part, which is creating the whole egg pouch. Yeah, again, spoilers! You're gonna see it in the thumbnail or something anyway. Alright, look at this. It looks amazing. I'm not gonna taste it because I don't want to spoil the flavor. This, actually, let me put this in place of our extra ingredients. This on the other table because I don't need to have access on that much. Get you guys over here. Yeah, let's do this. Turn on the fire. There's some extra stuff in here. Get out of here. Wait a bit for the oil to heat up. Meanwhile, adjust the camera. I think this is a bit much filling actually, now that I look at it. But yeah, we will try to cram everything inside there. May actually use a trick to make the filling a bit larger. I mean, the space where the filling goes into. It's like a pancake. We are gonna make a pancake and then flip it. Make like a Dorito thingy, but made out of egg instead of flour. Yes, obviously you could use this same filling like in a tortilla or on bread or on some like pastry, would even maybe put it on pizza, who knows. The thing is pretty versatile. Could maybe actually even put it in some dough and flash fry it for like dumplings. You would have to put the meat or like the sausage pieces in here and fry them in the pan together if you want to do the dumplings. Yeah, that's beside the point. You have to use your own creativity. I'm just giving you ideas. Alright, you can see how hot the pan is depending how fast the oil flows. It's still not quite hot enough. Okay, just also use like garlic to see if it sizzles. To know how hot it is. I'm gonna use the oil viscosity test look, feel this time around. This is like in your car when it's cold, your engine oil is very thick. Everyone should know that. So yeah. It's kind of like that. I think it's time. Get this out of here. And we're gonna pour this in. Gonna see how I'm spreading the meat out so it doesn't go everything in the middle. Now we wanna move this like to the corners like this. Slowly start rotating so we get a bigger surface area for the egg. Oh, this looks beautiful. Let's go. Boom, 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 boom. Now we add our filling. On top of this. As much as I can. I have to hurry because I need to put the... Oh, I spoiled myself. I have to put the lid on top. Else it's not gonna work, right? Spread this out. Oh, let's get as much of this in there as possible. Okie dokie. Close the lid. Keep the fire at full. Don't be afraid, the egg is not gonna burn. I can assure you that. And now we have to be very careful with this. It's ready. I'm gonna like grab a corner of this and there we go. Move this like in the middle. Use the excess there. Put the lid back on. Yes, I can touch burning hot egg without burning myself because I solder every day and my fingers have kind of lost the damage indicator for heat. I can like tolerate grabbing stuff that's 100 degrees hot or even hotter for a short period of time. I'm completely fine. So yeah, if you don't have this kind of superpower, you have to kind of use like 2 spoons to wrestle the egg in place. It is very thin right now though, which is kind of concerning because I can't really flip it around easily. So we have to really hope for the heat to get in everything and kind of bake it in the pan. Not gonna pause the video because I don't know when I'm gonna interfere again. So I'm gonna cut the extra time in the editing software. Okay, here goes nothing. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Go back in the pan. Ha 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 ha. You just gotta do it, you know. Only made a bit of a mess. That was quite close. But yeah, without having practice or anything, that was actually really good. So yeah, I'm hopeful for that. Lost a bit of it. Yeah, less than half a spoon. So I'm completely fine with that. Keep the flame spare. I'm gonna get something to clean up. Okay. Clean this frying pan. Stuff in here. Yeah, I'm gonna clean the table later. Don't worry about it. Get some wind on there. Okay. Get like some extra tissue. Alright, now we turn this off and we have our creation. This was kind of like every single time where you have too much stuffing and the egg gets somewhat thin. So yeah, this is ideally a recipe you have to do on a bit smaller scale, but I don't have the pans to do this. But yeah, there you go. You're just gonna use the same plate to put it on here. There it is. The wonderful stuffed egg half moon, I would call the dish. Garnish with some fresh tomato. Let's do some half cuts as well. Those fit because they have the same shape as the dish. There we go. Let's get the green part off. Can put this like on top, something like this. The fresh tomato really helps it a lot. There's some green here as well. Just get rid of it. Cut. There we go. Actually, let me cut in for you to see this. There it is. Absolute perfection. Well, not really on the execution of the flipping, but like I said, for not having training, or actually never doing that very often, I think it was a success. It could have ended on the ceiling, could have ended on the floor, could have ended on the wall, could have ended on the moon. Who knows? So yeah, I call it as a success. Actually, we get a bit of fresh tomato with this as well. So yeah, now I'm gonna taste it. See if I made anything wrong. No, definitely did nothing wrong. It tastes amazing. One thing with this dish is it tastes better cold, so don't eat it directly out of the pan like I'm doing here. I'm actually gonna let this sit and the flavor spreads out everywhere. When it cools off, the cheese gets less strong. You can taste everything, single ingredient and everything. So yeah, you can add some fresh cucumbers on the sides. It's refreshing. Tomato. Can put salad, maybe on bread. Can put this. It's an amazing dish. I'm gonna enjoy it, and I will see you next time. Probably in some different kind of video. But who knows, maybe I do another cooking video. Even though this is like the only 2 recipes I really know that are interesting to see. But yeah, my mother actually cooks a lot. Looks really interesting what she does. So I may do a compilation of all the foods she has made. Yeah, this time it's a bit late in the night, so the rest of the family is not here to immediately capitalize on the plate. But yeah, I will for sure capitalize on it. And I will see you later. Goodbye!